Morning all, welcome back to the channel. Early doors here on the Isle of Man, 5 AM, just getting ready to go out for an early ride. Still pitch black outside, so just getting kitted up, getting some coffee. We're going to head down through the Groudle and then up towards the Bruce climb by Liverpool Arms there. Shoot up that way, head up to Conrennie, do a little bit in Conrennie and possibly pop down to Anxfell as well. And then back up through Anxfell, back past Conrennie, possibly do the Bruce descent and back around through the Groudle and back up through Wonka again. So that should be a good little loop and just get us started again after a holiday. Itching to get out the bike, that's why I'm up early. Double espresso, always the only answer. Okay, just getting some kit on, so we'll get ready in a minute and get going. Old full body protection, much needed. Right then, and we're off. Thought it was a bit very dark. Forgot to turn the main light on. This being the first early morning stealth ride, shall we call it, of the year. No idea how dark it was going to be. Not darker than what I thought anyway. Okay, just heading into the Groudle. I'm going here in the pitch black before, so I've got to remember where I'm going. This little carry. Easiest bike to grab hold of this and pick up. We should have used the walk feature up there. When I was thinking about this route, I think there's a couple of bits got to carry the bike over. Dark. No, I think this is it. I can't remember it being that rooty. On to all the wooden features. tight. Oh dear. Can't keep her up, come on. That's it. This is the first time I've rode this direction through the gravel here. Come back the other way plenty of times. In the dark. Just got to remember all the bits coming up, pinch points, etc. Stairs. Yeah. Oh, them tyre pressures feeling a bit low. No, big pedal strike as well. Where's my walk feature? There. One thing on this bike, I keep mentioning it, but the overrun, once you get used to it, it's awesome. It just pushes you around so much stuff. Yes, I need it. Dodgy. Bridge, I think we're better kind of up the stair set here. Okay. I was wondering to get up with the walk assist. Okay, nearly there. Last couple of steps. That certainly warmed me up coming through there. Whew. Oh, come on. That's one little bit we'll have to nail the next time. Lots of off-camber readiness. Lucky it's dry in here this morning, otherwise that'd be a bit more challenging. It's not a lot easier coming the other way. Right, this should be the climb out of here, I think. Yeah, that's it. So back onto the gravel road, which will take us up to the old Liverpool Arms. Then we'll hit the Barouse climb. Whew.
Jesus, it's like being back in Thailand. That was the noisiest motorbike ever. Right, let's head up here. Right, so this is the Baroos climb. Just for anybody possibly watching this and maybe getting interested in getting into e-biking, or wondering where they would go if they splashed out the money on one of these expensive bikes. All this next bit I'm going to do for around about the next half an hour, I would say could be pretty much ridden by any level rider. You have to be a bit careful on this track, keep your ears open. It is a very fast ascending track, it's great to blast down. So you might catch someone coming the other way, trying to go for a Strava PB or something like that. So just be aware of that. These trails do and are rideable both ways. I like to climb up this one, it's just a good little early morning workout. Get you warmed up. A few little sections to get over here, but you could easily ride that sitting down. Or just get off the bike and push it over. You're not quite confident enough yet. But trust me, point these e-bikes in the right direction and they pretty much get over anything by themselves. They're quite overgrown in here. Pedal strikes. I'm going to lock my shock out. Get to a little clearer section. I'm going to try and do that. Try and keep the momentum going. This is where the overrun on the Bosch system comes in handy. You might not see it on the camera, but a lot of deep ruts on this bit here. So you just give it half a crank, sends the bike forward and keep your pedals level. You're not getting pedal strikes. There's not too many. I was getting a few there at the start. I completely forgot to do what I just said to do. Half a crank, let the overrun push the bike forward. Good to go. Okay, we're getting there. As I mentioned, this is a great track to bomb down as well. This basically starts up the top here, so not far off the bottom of Conrenny. I'll try to come up this way, a little bit of climbing, and you can go straight into Conrenny, just up the road. But descending this is a really good fun track to descend. You can come into it at full pace off the road, negotiate these early narrow ruts, and then smash down the rest. Right, so we're at the top. Use the laxi down there. Sunrise starting to happen. Darkness just edging away. If you're looking for a good warm up with a bit of intensity, that full climb up there, I think the Strava segment also stops just up here by these lampposts sometimes. So you've got to hit that entire climb, maximum cadence, give it all you've got, and keep on going all the way up here onto the road. And that will be the Strava segment there. So that's a good workout. You'll be blown by the time you've done that, especially if you're trying to keep the motor on the limiter the whole way up, keeping that cadence coming in. Right, on ready, let's get in here. That first bit's always a bit tricky just to get into, but this little section here during the winter, see what she's like. It's not bad, just a little bit. During the winter that gets super muddy. It's good fun getting through that bit. You don't want to get a foot down in there, you're well stuck. Right, a little steep climb coming up. Should have mentioned, should have really locked the shock out at the start of that Baroos climb. Didn't do it. Hard to do it when you're moving, and if you stop you lose all your momentum. So Best just to keep going sometimes. Right, which way we're going to start tackling Conrenny? I think we'll head up towards the seating little box first. That's our seating box. Right, this little trail up here on the right, this used to be one of my favourites in here, and it's just been recently cleared again, so I think they're getting ready for the Manx Youth mountain bike races in here. That will more than likely be one of the tracks, because it's fairly easy for the kids to negotiate. Right, let's get it. That's the climbing section done. We've just altered this little section down here a little bit. Yeah, that was it, nearly caught me out again. Got to go straight there instead of turning what looks like a berm they're working on. A little bit bumpy. That's fine. A good little twisty section coming up through the trees now. Oh, we shot that last corner a bit. That last section is good for practicing your corners on. And drop down into this bit. That bit did run out further along there, but it's all blocked. An easy run out. Have a little chiller back up this far road. Okay, so just head down to the car park for a chiller for a second. Get a drink. Always someone up here early doors. Practicing our corner a little bit. Get the bike down. Look where you want to go. So many elements to cornering. It's difficult to put it all together, especially as a reasonably new rider. Right, Conrenny Community Woodlands. Good track up here just for bringing the kids in or progressing yourself. Lots of stuff you can hone your skills on. No technical drops in here or any jumps. There used to be one little jump on one of the tracks, but it's not being cleared in there. Trees have been down on that even before Storm Darrig, etc. So, as with any proper trailed area, there's a map there explaining the gradients anyway. Moderate, difficult, etc. So there's only one difficult, what they're saying, drop in two. Offer something for every horse. We're going to have a steep descent. Yeah, that's got a little ramp going into that one. So, like any track, if you the first feature of the track, that sets out how difficult the track's going to be. So if you can't do that first drop into the track, that track's not for you. Go and practice a bit more and come back to it. That's basically how they do it. Not always, because some tracks will start off a bit easier and turn into an absolute nightmare. You might have to push back up, but that's generally a rule of thumb. So you can see in Conrenny, loads of blue trails. Blues are just moderate. You can ride any of these. No big drops or jumps or any technical steep, twisty, rooty switchbacks. The things that do get scary when you're first learning to ride. Right, so let's go in and have a little scratch around. This first section here, more for the kids. This, I think they just put all the ones in on the balance bikes when they do the racing up here. Again, you can still practice getting your bike down, etc. I'm not going to go around all these little bits. We've got to find a way through to the wooden features. Remember where they are? It's a bit further down yet. Hard to tell in the dark as usual. We've gone too far. Not sure. Is this it? Yeah, this is it. So those tracks would have all linked up at one time, but a lot of trees down on them. The wooden features here. Got chicken wire on those, not bad, but can be slippy. As I once found out, fell off and hurt my thumb. This one's more got like tacky strips across it. This one got a little bump up to get onto it, so just be prepared for that. Level pedals. And these ones. So this did run on further, but as you can see, that's it for today. So we need to cut back across all this and get to the next section that would have been linked up before. This one, no, a bit further again. This is where you get all the bracken stuff coming up into your derailleur. Where is it? Not too far again. I think it's there, I've gone one too many. There it is. Okay. Christmas tree corner. There's a little corner here, always tricky to get round. Little jump, little bump, steep climb. These corners can catch you out because there's tree stumps on them, so you can catch your pedals. Try and use the overrun to push around them a bit. Get the outside foot down. Keep that inside pedal up as high as possible to get away from them stumps. This track can be difficult to get your bike lean down because of the trees on the corners. Hard to push your bars down into a hedge. That's our little one. So again, easily rideable. You can stand up all the way for that one. So this is the trail there, classifying as a red. Not really once you get into it. You could just roll down this or push your bike down. There's only a little drop into it. Corners, a couple of little jumps. So, it's always a good little run. I did have a spectacular off in there one time. One of the first bad crashes I had. As usual, just messing around with the kid. Wasn't expecting it. I was going down slowly with him. Got a bit bored and said, right, I'm just going to go down by myself. A bit of speed, come flying down. Just clipped the pedal on a stump. Spat me right over the bars, full speed, Superman through the air, somehow turned in the air and smacked up against the tree right in the middle of my back and fell to the ground. It was one of them where I literally lay there for a second thinking, oh my god, when I move this is going to hurt, but that's where you need your body protection. I actually stood up and didn't feel a thing, I couldn't believe it. I thought, the second thought was, this is going to hurt the next day, and I get nothing. So, the old body protection, definitely worth investing in, because even on a gentle ride out with a young fella, I nearly managed to kill myself. Luckily enough, I just about managed to pick myself up off the deck by the time we got down the trail. He was like, "Dad, did you crash there?" I'm like, no. Just checking the bike, son. Right, that little ride up there. That's an easy little one. And you can head back through this way as well. Just easy. Little chiller to get the breath back. All this you can ride sitting down, no bother. It's all blocked up there on the right, so you can't follow this round. We just go in through here. Now this is a little bit rooty. First section's alright. And then you have to follow it on. Again, nothing too difficult really. If you're in the correct gear, you should be able to climb back up this little bit. Not too bad. There we go. Just ride this bit out. This is the bit we dropped down before. It's got the little wooden ramp, so you can't hit all this with speed. Climb back out of here. And you're back on the fire track again. Easy. I was just heading back round to what is one of the longer trails in Conrennie. This is a good one just for, again, practicing your corners. The first section of it's a bit sort of uphill around corners. A few corners that drop back down, so practice getting your bike down, getting your feet sorted out. There's no jumps on it, no rooty bits really, no drops, no steep descents. So again, easy, just an easy pedal. You can go as fast or as easy as you like, but it's got a little bit of distance to it, so if you do want to hit it, it's good for getting the fitness up a little bit. Try and keep it going to the end of the trail. It does head out onto a fire road and then joins onto another one. That next section was blocked before, but I think I'll go ride it anyway just to see if it's open, because if it's not blocked, that obviously extends this run, because this is pretty much one of the last trails I'm going to do in here today before heading down to Axonfell. Okay, let's go. So, good interesting corners on this. Get low, bike down, use your overrun, pedal, bike down. Don't look at the ground in front of you, look up where you want to go. Back down a little bit, keep looking up. Whew, that overrun firing me into those corners. So to get all the settings on this bike where I want them, I haven't bothered messing with it since I come back on holiday. I don't even know what they're on. Right. Whew. Haven't got the fitness at the moment. I'm going to keep blasting through this whole section. This is a good corner. Let's probably get around this one. Got around the first bit, went wild on the second bit. This one as well. Little spin. Nice. Happy with that. Two ways you can go here. Drop down there is always a bit overgrown. Brambles. Tearing at you. And easy pedal back out. Right, so this the next section joins onto it. Have an easy pedal through it. Again, easy enough, single track. So just mentioning Conrennie gets busy in here with people walking dogs. Not so many on the bikes, but you do get a lot of walkers in here, and they do walk on the what I consider to be the bike trails, and they do have the dogs off the leads. So just be mindful of that. Tearing around. Give them a shout. They get a bit upset if you don't shout, even if it scares the pants off them. I normally just shout, "Rider!" That does the job. Still some good corners on this bit of track to get around. This one. And this one as well. That's a little tight one. Loose pack gravel, so. Right, this is where it was blocked down here before. Don't know if it's been cleared. Cleared. Yeah, cool. Okay, that's that one. Easy pedal back up the fire track. Just to mention, if you are new to riding or you're thinking about getting into it, all these fire trails here, they're all linked up all around the plantations. Now, just 2 years ago I knew nothing about any of this, and I lived on the Isle of Man most of my life. So even if you wanted to come in for an easy pedal, you can just pedal around these fire roads. You could even come in here on an analogue bike, there's nothing too steep. Obviously an e-bike you're going to get a lot more done if you're on time limit. That's the advantage of the e-bike, especially when you're looking for trails. If you don't know where you're going and you see a trail ahead, you know, the first thing you're going to think when you're on an analogue bike is, where does that go? How long is it going to take? Can I get back? Will it get steep? How difficult is it? E-bike just cuts all that out, because you can go down, have a look. If it gets too difficult, you just pedal back up, or you complete the trail, and if it's a good trail you lap back around and do it again and again and again. That's obviously the advantage of the e-bikes. So if you're short on riding time, I would say on the Isle of Man you definitely want to be on an e-bike, simple as that. Plus the fact they're absolutely brilliant fun anyway. Right, I'm just going to get this other trail one more time, the one that's been created recently. I'm sort of finding my way on it now, so let's see if Strava does a little segment for me as well. Right, last one at Conrennie, 6:30. Let's get it. Thought I could remember I was going there. Still got it wrong. That's killed the momentum a little bit. Come on, let's get it back. Cheers, pal. Oh, no worries, mate. Oh, could do with the brake. Right, that'll do us. So there you go, there's a prime example. 6:30 in the morning, early doors, and people on the trails with the dogs off the lead. Oh, it's all good. Shared area, so can't grumble too much. Still getting a ride in, that's all that matters. This is one of the last sections they cleared after Darrig. There was a massive amount of stuff down in here blocking this fire road. All that apocalyptic. Certainly was a sight to see when you came up here after Darrig all the trees down. It was unbelievable. Done a good job clearing it all. Big thanks. Right, it's Conrenny done. Right, good to go again. Just topped up the GoPro with a new battery, new memory card. Let's head down to Axenfell. We're on 60%. Right, just to mention, I did not progress straight onto Axenfell from Conrenny. Axenfell is very steep and very tech. Took me a while to build up to riding in here. You want to be looking more at Callaghan, which has just been cleared, and South Barrule before you start coming to Axenfell. That being said, let's get it. Sun's trying its best to break through the looking nice over that way now. Right, thanks Phil, see what's going on. Okay, so a lot of people recognise where we are as soon as they see that stone building. Just going to take it easy through here today. It's going to be rooty and slippy. Filmed this so many times anyway. Still coming back and getting used to the bike, so now we get into the rocky section. Down there straight away, several pedal strikes, absolutely rubbish. The off-camera section. And we're over the bars. How shit is that? Never done that before in my life. Fucking rubbish. What are you doing there? Everything alright on the bike? Extremely sore thumb. Fucking hell. Everywhere. Yeah, lesson learnt there. In my head I wasn't really feeling Axenfell this morning. Managed to knock my assist off as well. Right, I think we'll call it for Axenfell. I can see if the pain and the fun goes away. Bent that backward style there. It's gonna be a fun day now. Looking nice now though. Shame to have to call it, but I was thinking when I was up in Conrenny, is that enough for this morning? Head back. Should have done. Little spills like that make you question your riding sometimes, because I've never come off on that bit before. Normally find that bit fairly simple. Straight over the bars. Have to review the footage on that one, but maybe I just got offline a little bit, I don't know. Had a couple of silly ones like that recently. Okay, back to Clonrenny. That was a very quick trip to Exfil. That's what happens when a couple of weeks off the bike. You're not quite feeling it. Should have listened to our little voice. Wasn't sure about going down there. Never mind. Haven't damaged the bike, I don't think. More importantly, didn't damage myself or the camera. Look on the positives. Still riding. Less footage to edit. Last little track through Clonrenny. And then bumpy roots on the thumb. Right, a couple of different ways now you can head back down. You can head down here, Clonrenny Road, which is a good descent, mainly all gravel and stony. Take you either back down onto the Liverpool Arms Straight, or you can head back down the White Bridge and into Onken. Go along the road a little bit. There's another good stony descent. Right, this descent here, it's very rocky and a bit of distance to it, so I mean it's easily rideable, but I wouldn't go too slow on it because it just gets so rocky. You'll be bouncing all over the place. You need to hit it with a little bit of speed just to carry over all the stones. Here. We've got the frame wrap on. Start to feel it in your hands towards the bottom here. Don't tense up too much. Over there. Right, this bit's fairly easy to run out now. This will take us all the way down to Calypse Car Park. Again, you can pedal down pretty hard through all this if you want. Strava records this segment along here, a few different bits of it. Only thing you'll find the limiter kicking in on the e-bikes if you're trying to hit it as much as possible down here. But still a workout again. I normally just coast it. This bit gets a bit rocky. Got a little bit to get over here. I've got to jump this bit. Oh, like that. last of the rocky section. Easy greenway run out now down to Calypso car park. Go. Little endo in. Sun's coming up nicely. Might possibly be the first day it's not rained since we came back off holiday. Right, I'll run back now down this lane. And that's it really for the trails. Greenways, fire roads, a little bit of trail riding in Conrennie, an aborted mission to Angleston Fell. But it's all good, still get you out and about. Time we on, 7 o'clock. Back for 7:15, wash the bike. 7:30. Plenty of time to go do some work. Okay guys, just heading back up into Wankin. We'll call the video there. So, first of all, if you've made it this far, thank you very much for watching, coming along on this ride this morning. If you've at all found it interesting or possibly even informative on what there is available out there to ride, please consider dropping a like, possibly even a comment. Also, possibly consider subscribing. Get out a couple of times a week, sometimes by myself, sometimes in a group ride, all sorts of different riding. We're blessed here on the Isle of Man, massive amount of riding, different riding you can do. So yeah, all good. Okay, back to the house until the next one.